Hello. I am jumping this clip into the front of this video because I have just finished exporting all of the footage, and when I'm editing it, it looks like it's actually not very good quality. There is a lot of noise in the background and it just doesn't look amazing. So I'm going to edit it and upload it anyway because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to refilm it. But this is a new camera that I'm filming on, so there might be a setting that I have wrong. So I hope that you can grit your teeth and get through this first video, and I'm hoping to fix it by the time I film it again. But anyway, now I will get on with the actual video of me explaining where I've been and what my plan is for my YouTube channel. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope the graininess in the background isn't too distracting. How do you start a video? Okay. I have forgotten how to do this. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel that still happens to exist here on YouTube, even though I have done absolutely nothing to it in almost a year. I'm not really gonna come up with any excuses because essentially life got in the way. I went overseas traveling last year for 2 months on a Kentucky, which I am planning to do a video about my experiences with Kentucky and whether or not I would recommend it for you. And I don't know, like I think I just lost a little bit of the passion about why I really enjoy making videos and why I enjoy blogging. So my goal for 2019 was to push all of that aside, and I worked really, really hard last year to get myself in a more stable financial position. So it means that I don't actually feel guilty making videos anymore, because I got into a period last year where every time I wanted to sit down to make a video or to take photos for a blog post or to do anything that I was passionate about, I felt guilty because I wasn't making money from it. And it kind of put me in a very toxic mindset, and it meant that I didn't want to even sit at my computer to play The Sims or anything without feeling like I was betraying my finances. My goal this year is to do what I like to do as well as working. So I'm trying to better manage my time and to set better boundaries with work, so I don't feel like I'm always tied to my phone or tied to my computer trying to do some work. So that's essentially, I mean, I know I said I wasn't going to make an excuse, and that's my excuse, but that is what happened. So I have come back. Well, we're in April now, so I can't really say it was a New Year's resolution. But I have come back, I have got a brand new camera, and I have a new setup, and I've been working on making my flat really comfortable for me and just sort of settling in. I have bought a fuck ton of houseplants, and I'm very happy with them. So anyway, so that is basically what I've been up to. That is my plan. I'm hoping to start uploading videos and blogs every Friday, so they'll talk to each other, so they'll go out on the same day. And I do hope that you continue watching and that you enjoy my little rambly intro there. But anyway, moving forward, I just thought what I would do is do a get ready with me, a nice and chit chat video basically, and probably edit out 1,000 times that I paused or did something awkward. So first things first, I've been doing a lot of, what do you call it, like maybe minimal makeup. So I haven't been doing a lot of false lashes, and I haven't been doing a lot of bronzing or contouring or even really highlighting. I've been keeping my makeup actually really quite simple. So pretty much the bulk of my makeup I just carry in this. So I have done a little bit of thinking about what I wanted to do when I come back onto YouTube and the kind of videos that I want to do. And to be honest, I really want to start bringing back kind of old YouTube. So like some of the old challenges that people used to do, and or maybe not challenges actually, because I don't really like, you know, the chubby bunny or anything triggering, but more of the videos of like get ready with me, and this is a week in my wardrobe, and you know, those kind of like fashiony videos that were just really simple, because I feel like YouTube has become very complicated. Even though I haven't uploaded to it in a long time, I have been very subtly watching in the background, and I feel like it is really complicated now. Like everyone's competing for viewers, and everyone's just trying to one-up each other on different videos. So I kind of just want my channel to be nice and simple. And speaking of simple, I am literally just going to rub some of the Sugar Plum Fairy Lip Scrub to prep my lips. I knew this would actually irritate me. I shouldn't be left alone unsupervised because I got very bored one day and cut veins. To prime my face, I'm going to use the Nude by Nature Air Mineral Primer. I hauled this a while ago, didn't really use it that much, but I kind of like, I mean, it's a basic primer. You put it on your face and it helps your makeup to stay. So let's put that on. I do put a fair bit of this on because it's very, very light, and I've found that if you don't put enough of it on, it actually doesn't do anything at all. Alright, I'm just going to let that sit for a second. The foundation I'm going to use is just the Maybelline Super Stay 24-hour foundation. Mine's in the shade... I have no idea what shade mine's in. It says 16P on the back. I don't know, just super pale. Yeah, and I actually cleaned out my wardrobe, or I want to say maybe 3 months ago. No, probably a bit longer than that. Probably 4 months ago. And I threw out, I actually didn't throw out a lot. I donated about 5 big black garbage bags worth of clothes, and I need to do it again. And I think it was because when I first did it, I really didn't want to get rid of a lot of stuff, so I kept making excuses about like, oh, maybe one day you'll wear that, you know, or it fits, but even it doesn't look good even though it fits, you know, those kind of clothing items where yes, they technically fit, but they're not flattering, or they don't make you feel comfortable. I did that a lot, where I kept those kind of items. So I want to go through my wardrobe again and just get rid of those items. I think the rule is only keep it if it inspires joy. So I don't think I have a wardrobe that inspires joy, but I do want to just throw out the items that I don't necessarily love, or I know that I don't reach for. Like there was a whole pile of stuff that I said, like, you know, I will clean up my wardrobe again, and this is the stuff that if I don't wear it by that point, I'm definitely never going to wear it again. So now it can definitely be thrown away or donated. So I think I'm at that point now where those items of clothing I really need to go through. Alright, so I'm just going to let that sit for a little bit, and in the meantime I'm going to do my eyebrows. I still dye my eyebrows myself at home because I'm a DIY queen, and they have not been dyed for a little while though, so that's why they look so beautiful. But I will be dyeing them again. So in the meantime though, I really enjoy the Essence eyebrow gel. It is really simple. I don't think they sell it anymore, which is very tragic. And very sad. But I also use the Rimmel eyebrow pencil along with that, and I just use that to fill in the main gaps and then go over it with the gel. So I'm just going to attempt to zoom you in. Like I said, this is a new camera, so we're still working each other out. I don't know if that looks any good. I actually think I look like a ghost. That foundation may not be my shade anymore. I look actually fine in the mirror, but the camera's blowing me out. It's fine. Eyebrows are one of those things that I just don't think I'll ever perfect. Like, literally ever. And my eyebrows are always. They're not even sisters. They're actually more like distantly related third cousins. Because they never turn out the same. They're at least in the same family. It may be very distantly related, but they are in the same family, sort of, maybe. That was actually another video idea that I wanted to do, like a little series about like an average girl tries XYZ makeup trend or whatever, because I have noticed that I watch some of these videos and the amount of skill that these YouTubers have is actually insane, and I myself will never possess said skills. So I kind of want to do one where it's just like an average human being who has no special makeup skills or anything like that, and they're not trained and they, you know, haven't been doing makeup professionally or anything like that. It literally just is an average girl who does her own makeup, and that is the extent of her skills. Tries to do some of these makeup trends, because some of them, like even this, I don't even know why I'm covering out my eyebrows. I'm doing it because the YouTubers told me to do it, and sometimes I notice that it makes a difference, and other times not a difference, not a split-licking difference. So we will do it anyway, because that is what the YouTube ladies and gentlemen tell us to do. So that's why we're here today. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do with my eyebrows. I'm going to move on to concealer, and I just mix the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. Oldies but goldies. What else can I catch you up on? Well, I got shingles in February, which was not fun. Towards the end of February, actually. And that was pretty traumatic. If you've ever had shingles, you will understand. But the interesting thing is I don't think I had regular shingles. So, in case you don't know what shingles is, congratulations, it's actually not a nice thing. It is essentially the chickenpox virus. So if you had chickenpox as a kid, you actually continue to keep the virus in your bloodstream or your body for the rest of your life, and sometimes the virus reemerges as the shingles virus, so it's kind of mutilated in your body and it reemerges, and it's disgusting. Can be really, really painful. So it plays with the nerves down your spine and like along your nerve lines. And funnily enough, I didn't actually get a lot of pain when I had the shingles. So when a rash appeared on my shoulder blade, I didn't actually really have a lot of pain. It was actually no pain whatsoever, and it was just a very red, angry looking lumpy set of it kind of looked like a mosquito and his entire extended family had gone to town on a Christmas buffet on my shoulder. So I thought that's exactly what it was, and the only reason I got it checked was because I was seeing my niece in a couple of days, and the worst thing would be for me to give her chickenpox, because she was only just over a year old at the time. So I obviously don't want to give her chickenpox, and I don't want to make her sick. So that was the only reason I actually went to the doctor, to get him to tell me what it was. And he said exactly that. He was like, you have shingles. And he's like, I'm surprised you're not in pain. And I was like, well, no, I'm not. I don't have any pain at all, and I don't really have any itchiness. Like, the rash wasn't itchy. It was more itchy because like that subconscious thing where I discovered that there was something there, so I kind of just wanted to constantly play with it, which is also not a good thing to do. And I was like, yeah, like I really wanted to play with it and like rub it and touch it and scratch it, just because I knew it was there. So he was quite surprised that I wasn't in more pain than that. Which was hopefully going to be all the pain I was going to get. So I essentially had the rash for about 5 days. Ooh, that's a lot of powder. I had the rash for about 5 days, and see, average girl. And what happened was it starts to blister, and when it blisters, that's when you're really contagious, because it's the actual virus is contained within the liquid of the blister. So if someone was to touch one of the popped blisters, they could potentially either get shingles if they've already had the chickenpox, or if they haven't had chickenpox, they would just get chickenpox. But it's not guaranteed, so it just meant that for a couple of days I had to wear like long sleeves and just make sure that no one touched me. And then we thought it was all gone and all dusted and taken away. Oh, I was just using the New by Nature powder foundation. Yes, I put a foundation on top of a foundation. Kill me. And I'm just going to set my face now with the NYX matte finish. It's almost out. I really like this. So I had the blisters for maybe another 4 days, I guess, where they were active and contagious. And then it just sort of started to go away. So I still have kind of like a purpley mark on my skin. I'm hoping I haven't been scarred, but I don't know. And it wasn't until the blisters went away that I started to get the nerve pain. And luckily it's not, like, I have an extremely high pain threshold. It's not actually enormously painful for me. It's just the nerve that runs from my spine down to my elbow is the one that was affected. And it just means that every now and again my shoulder and my arm, mainly my forearm here, is just really tight and throbby. So it feels like I've done a really intense arm workout and the muscles are really sore, and it just feels very, yeah, it's very, very heavy. It's a really odd way to try and explain it, because it's not agonizingly painful. It's more irritating painful, if that makes sense. So I'm not rushing to the hospital to get them to chop my arm off, but at the same time I just catch myself sitting there getting frustrated, because it's just, the limb can become very heavy and it's just achy and a bit sore. And there's not really anything, well, as far as my knowledge, you can't really take anything for that kind of pain unless you have really, really like high threshold painkillers, and it's not at that point. So I had shingles. That was my story. And that was not fun. So if you've ever had shingles before, and if you were affected worse than I am so sorry, because I know a smidgen of your pain, and it's not fun. It's actually really quite traumatic and awful, and it can get really painful. So if you've ever had shingles before, I'm sorry. If you've never had shingles before, I hope you never have shingles, because it's not fun. And one of the things that I've noticed in the last couple of months is that I really don't use enough eyeshadow. So I am going back to my tried and true MAC eyeshadow palette. This one is just the warm neutral. I have no idea if they still sell this or not. They probably will sell this, if not a version of it, because it is a fairly staple eyeshadow. There's 15 in here. It's got a lot of the classics, and it's just probably one of their main eyeshadow staples. So because I am prattling away, and I highly doubt many people are still here. If you are, cheers. Because I very rarely do a lot of heavy makeup, and because I'm chatting, this is taking much longer than usual. I also keep experimenting because I have hooded eyelids. The blowout may not show it, but I actually do have very hooded eyelids. So I keep experimenting on how I can make it look better, and I still haven't quite figured that out yet. So, and I try putting my makeup above my crease and making new creases and adjusting my body, and it still just doesn't work. So I don't know. And I've tried some hints and tips with the eyeliner as well, about like making the flick like almost like a little rectangle, if that makes sense. But even then I just feel like it doesn't always work, so whatever. I've just turned off my artificial light because it is starting to get stunning outside, and I'm really hoping that the quality is enough for the camera to pick up on. So I don't look as ghostly pale, but I still am, well, I'm more pale on the camera than I am in my mirror, which is always a good thing. I prefer to look better in real life than I do on the camera. But yeah, I just finished up my eyeshadow outer edges, and like I said, I have very hooded eyelids, so I do tend to lose the colour a fair bit, but what can I do? So I'm just going to go in with a sparkle-ish eyeshadow and just put that on. Sparkle-ish, that literally only just occurred to me that that is actually what I just said. A sparkly eyeshadow. I think this could be All That Glitters. So I put Saddle on the outer corner, and it is Amber Lights that I'm putting now over the lid. And I'm using a finger because I'm basic. This is starting to dry out now, which is very, very sad. It is my Essence Liquid Ink waterproof eyeliner. I love this thing. It's just very easy to draw with, and it obviously is waterproof, so it lasts all day. But it is starting to dry out and I need to get a new one. And my winged eyeliner is also sort of in the same family, but maybe a few generations removed. And I suppose they say that people with hooded eyes should not just do what I did and put something on the lash line, but rules are made to be broken. Even though I said I don't normally put a lot of bronzer on anymore, I am actually going to put some bronzer on today because I feel a little bit flat. So when I do bronze, I don't bronze often, but when I do, I use the Revlon Desert bronzer, one of those bricky looking things, and I have had this probably for far too long. And because why not, I'm also just going to add a little bit of highlighter. This is the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid.
Mama Frog Face Sparkles.
That was my mama. So, anyway, so I'm going to put on a little bit of highlight. And this one is an intense highlighter. So you only, like, literally, it's a drop, like a tiny, tiny little drop there. And again, highlighter is one of those things that I am not the best at putting on. But you know what? We're just going to do it anyway. Because average girl likes her highlight. Like, oh, just like liquid metal. It's beautiful. Stunning highlight. I'm just going to take the same brush that I've used for my eyebrows and some of my concealer, because I ain't cleaning 5 brushes if one will do. I'm just going to brush that under there for a bit of brow highlight. I've actually done so much more makeup than what I usually do. Like my everyday makeup very rarely will have eyeshadow, or at least not this much eyeshadow, maybe a little bit in the crease, maybe a little bit of eyeliner. Definitely not like this kind of intense highlight, but that's okay. That is a-okay. Now, lips. So I have recently discovered the Flower Beauty line, which is Drew Barrymore's makeup line, and they sell it in Australia in Chemist Warehouse. So if you like cheap, affordable makeup that is actually fairly good, give that a go. The liquid lipsticks are amazing. Like, they last really well and they wear really well. So they don't last all day, but they do last for most of the day. And when you're eating and drinking, it does come off, but it doesn't come off in patches. It actually just wears really nicely. And I've got this one in the shade Soft Berry, and so it's just a really nice tubey, and it has a flat doe foot applicator, and it's a really pretty nude everyday lip color. Like that. So that probably finishes the makeup portion. We'll do one more spritz of the setting spray. So that is my finished makeup look. Probably not the best, certainly not claiming to be a makeup artist, but this is an everyday girl, and that's how my face turns out. So I do hope that you subscribe. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you stick around. I hope I can stick to this schedule. And yeah, so I will see you hopefully next Friday. You can follow me on all my social media. I have a Twitter, which I'm not extremely active on. I have a Facebook, which I tend to post a lot of memes on too. So if you like memes, you can follow me there. And I also obviously have an Instagram that you can follow me at as well. And I will have all of their handles somewhere, editorially, magically edited. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. That's what I'm doing. That's what I plan to do. And I hope you will join me. Let me know down in the comments if you have any video ideas that you would like to see me do. And I will see you next Friday.